we need to get a Russell Crowe story here. I mean, you don't often see Oscar winners on Canadian TV shows. Maybe talk a bit of how that came about and what it was like.
I met Russell here. When in Toronto when I was doing a play, Romeo and Juliet, years and years ago. And Alan Doyle met him. He's a big, Great Big Sea fan. And over through the years, we became buddies through Alan. Me and Perry became friends with Russell. And then when we got the series greenlit and we were casting Sean, we didn't know we were casting Sean yet. I just happened to be in London, and they were doing a screening of State of Play, that film that he did. And I was sitting at a table. Billy Bragg was sitting to my immediate right. It was a table full of amazing people, and Russell just wouldn't shut up about whoever was going to play my father. And I hadn't met Sean yet, and I was like kind of excited about who that would be. And kind of in that moment when we were talking about it, he was so clear that he was supportive and really positive about the fact that we were going to get a chance to make this show, and that it was Perry and I who had this opportunity. He didn't know John and the rest of the guys yet. He kind of like intimated that he would be interested in coming to help us out sometime. And Alan Doyle and Perry, Alan presented it to me and Perry like when we were doing season 2, I think, right? And I was, you go ahead, yeah.
No, it was. I think we really helped his career, though. It was a good bump for him. So it was like since then.
That's how we got Noah.
Yeah, it's how we got going.
And isn't it true? I mean, he would, he would put on he would sing. He would be doing music up on stage, and you guys would come catch his act between days shooting, or am I off base here?
Actually, we had to videotape it. That was his only deal.
We shot it, yeah.
Yeah, we actually shot all 3 nights of the performance and set that up for him.
Alan and I had a plan, right? So Alan was like, Alan Doyle. You guys know Alan Doyle, right? Of course. So Alan and I and Perry were scheming to find a way to get him here. So he wrote Russell an email, and then a tweet, and then Perry and I wrote a script, a completely different script, where we had Kev playing the bad guy, and Scotty was a traitor, and someone else was doing something. And he tweeted me in this code, because he's so codey sometimes. He sent me this like code over Twitter, and then Alan texted me right away. We'd landed in Toronto, and I got a text from Alan going, "I think it's on." So he did it in code over text, but he wanted us to rewrite the script, is what he was trying to say, and he wanted all the boys to be like the Merry Men together. So we had to get to work and completely re-break the episode. And then he started sending us notes, and I knew by then he was in. But in order to make sure that it was 100% possible, Alan started organizing these concerts so that so his wife would come. And if his wife was coming, then he'd have to come, and his kids were coming. So we were like, yeah, we just had to blackmail him into it, essentially.
And maybe I think I was talking to Mark O'Brien, Des on the show, and he mentioned something about going to see him perform, and he was singing, and then afterwards he went to congratulate him backstage, and he was standing in his underwear, or maybe less, and he gave a big sweaty hug. Thanks for coming. This kind of deal. So you guys got to know him rather well, it seems.
He's just an awesome guy. Like
Yeah.
he's one of the best actors alive, and we've been fortunate enough to hang out, and been so fortunate to work with him, edit his material alongside mine, which was a masterclass.
Intimidating acting opposite him? Or?
No, because by then I kind of knew him well enough that I wasn't intimidated by him, and that's your job. I feel like I've been waiting for that. The minute that I met him, I was waiting for the moment to be able to sit across from him. So if I was intimidated, I didn't really think of it. And there was, I can see how one would be, because he's really good. But he's a very generous actor, so
Nice.
there was never any of that. He doesn't have any of that nonsense with him. He's just an awesome guy.
Wow.